Hey friends, it's Kristie with agtakesover. I am so excited about this project. I have never worked on a doll project for longer than I've been working on this one. 365 days to be exact. So I hope you're in for a longer video. I hope you'll watch the whole thing through because there's going to be something to see the whole time. So last on May 22nd, of 2024, I just decided out of nowhere, I want to do a project. Um, you know how sometimes people will do like outfit of the day pictures, or they'll take a picture of themselves every single day for a year or for several years or whatever, just to, I don't know, consistency, document changes, whatever. I was like, I want to do that, but with one American Girl doll. Obviously, I'm not like documenting changes. It's not like their hair grows out and then they get it cut and then they whatever. But I just wanted the consistency of like doing an outfit of the day or a pic, some kind of scene or pose or whatever every single day for an entire year. And I did it. I did it. So, a couple things about this. When I get started showing you the pictures, I'm going to spend just 15 seconds on each one. So, it's a longer video, but that's because it's 365 pictures. The actual pace of going through them will be pretty quick. And then at the very end, I'm going to have some totals. So, stay tuned at the end. For every picture, I documented a couple things in a spreadsheet, and it was how close to my home did I take this picture? I had 4 categories on my property, meaning in my home or in my yard or my driveway or whatever, beyond my property, but still in my subdivision, within a drive that was no more than 8 to 10 minutes from my home, or a drive that was more than 10 minutes from my home. And then I also documented whether the picture was taken in portrait or landscape. And I documented whether I kind of put all the pictures into 3 categories. Either I particularly love this picture, not a ton in that. I really don't care that much for this picture, not a ton in that. And I like this picture, a little or a lot, but I like this picture. Most of them, unsurprisingly, fell into that category. All right. Another thing I want to point out is like what I hope you get from this and what I got from this experience. One, it was an exercise in consistency, and oh my gosh, consistency and I are not always friends. So that was cool. It was a good challenge for me to really try to be consistent. And sometimes I was taking a picture at 11:59 p.m. and going, crap, I forgot to do my picture. And I'd run up and I would take something very hurriedly, but I still got it done. Most pictures were either, oh, this is very visually appealing, and it might not like represent anything, be symbolic of anything, or commemorate any memory. It just was, I took a pretty picture. Some were not great pictures, but they documented something. They documented something that we'd done that day, something memorable. And when I look back through them, it triggers a memory. So that was its function. And then in some cases, it did both of those things. Like it was a very nice looking picture and it brings back some very specific memories. So when I show each picture, I'm going to talk you through like where it was and what was going on that day and what I feel about the picture, and then just 15 seconds and move right on. Okay. Thank you for bearing with me. It was a bit long of an introduction, but it was a huge project. So I just kind of wanted to give you the setup. All right. So from May 22nd to, and I put the dates on every single one of these, from May 22nd to May 21st of 2025. Let's get it started. So here's the first one. This is taken in the doll house that's in the upstairs doll room. We have 2 doll rooms, and yeah, I like it. I don't love it. I put meh, but I kind of think that was a little harsh. Okay, next one. May 23rd. Love this. This is right outside the front of our house and a quick setup. Super appropriate for the time. I like that we have those beautiful flowers in the background. Yeah. Okay. This one, I said, I like it. I love the chicken shirt. This also is the raspberry bush in our backyard, and it is my favorite thing about the entire backyard. I love that raspberry bush. And the next one is May 25th. This is upstairs in the doll room. I wish that I would have taken a picture of the pool set up outside, but I don't know. It was probably late at night and I just didn't think about it during the day, or I couldn't get to it during the day. But yeah, taken right at home, easy peasy. This one is taken on the driveway, and this is a lot of Z Yang stuff. So, um, some of the outfits are Etsy, some of them are cobbled together, and some of them are like this, just ready-made. This one is May 27th. I feel like that's Memorial Day or Labor Day. Don't laugh at me that I can't remember and I get those two confused. They're not really the same. But yeah, it has some like red, white, and blue. So I think it was a holiday. This one was taken downstairs in the basement, and I had that kind of banner on the wall from when I had decorated the kind of room of requirement as a yoga studio. So I got to use that. I love this picture. I know you can see that because it has a heart on it. It's in our backyard. We have this river birch tree that I'm so, so glad when we moved in. Our backyard had no trees, and this was one of the first ones we planted. This is on the side of our house. This big, tall ornamental grass was in the front and it looked really bad. And I dug it up one year and like the first year, and I moved it around to the side of the house. And I'm happy with it there. It provides a nice background for pictures sometimes. Here is the sidewalk in front of our neighborhood, or like in front of our house. And you will notice I have Luca doing like walking different random dogs. I don't consider that she has a specific dog, so maybe she's a dog walker. I don't know. All right. Now we're at the Delaware, Ohio Pride Festival. It's not a parade, it's in our town. It's just like this big open space and lots of performers and happiness. And yeah, love it. Probably this was like I don't know. I don't really know what picture to take. I'm just going to have her watching TV and being cute and hanging out in the living room in the upstairs doll room. Okay, this one starts, if I remember correctly, a series where I just kept doing Girl of the Year outfits like every day until I had done one from each of the Girl of the Year, like each of the dolls whose collection we had. So that was Joss. Now she borrowed from Covey's wardrobe. And I don't think all of these were necessarily part of the same outfit. I can't remember. But anyway, they're all part of Covey's wardrobe. Maybe they all four went together. And then here is one that I took down in the basement. And this is stuff from Isabel's collection. Isabel Palmer, obviously, because this is her like Girl of the Year streak. There's a good mix. Obviously, this is Lila's. There's a good mix of indoor and outdoor pictures in the ones that I took on our property. And I hope that that tells you, like, it's okay to take your pictures indoors. It's okay to take your pictures in the same places over and over. Here's Grace's outfit. And this is just taken right on our front porch. We don't really have a porch. It's just like a doorway, a tiny little step that you can be on. So this is the backyard. It's deceiving because most of the year our grass is like brown. I hate grass. I hate watering it. I hate mowing it. But look, it looks so pretty in this picture. Like no filter. Also, that is another thing. That was Leah's outfit. Now we're looking at Blair's outfit in the bathroom of the dollhouse that's in the basement doll room. But I do want to say, I didn't use Photoshop or anything. Everything is like either no filter at all or just a very, very simple filter. I was trying to keep this like low tech, I guess. Here she is, stargazing just beyond our property, but still in our subdivision, in what's her face? Oh my gosh. You know who I'm talking about. The star one. Um, and then this is Lainey's. That hat doesn't go from to Lainey's outfit, but it was the closest thing I had. So I was trying to make it like Lainey's outfit. This is in our neighborhood, but not on our property. And she is wearing Kira's whole mean outfit, though you can't tell it from this picture because she's hiding out in a tree stump. All right. Next is one of Chris's dresses. This hat is a Tenny hat. I don't know why. I really don't care for this picture. I love all the things on the table, but the lighting's kind of boring, or I don't know. On the other hand, I love this one. I feel like this could be a book cover. It could be like a calendar spread. Even though the grass is not all totally green, I just love her hair like that. And I love this Mia outfit. Yeah, super cute. And then here's a Kanani outfit. This is in my neighborhood. There's a little man-made pond. Obviously, it's got a fountain in it. It's not a naturally occurring pond. Here, one of the things, and I'm gonna have to just work this comment in. She's wearing Sage's outfit, obviously, and this is like an overpass on a road in my town. One of the things that I really appreciated about this photo project was that it pushed me, wearing Gabriella's outfit, by the way, right outside my house. Is it pushed me to kind of pay attention to different parts of my town that I wouldn't have paid attention to and like see photo opportunities that I had previously ignored. So I'll point out some of those as they come up. This is just beyond my property line. They're like at the entrance to my subdivision. There are a couple of pine trees. So I just like scooted a tent inside there. We take pictures out there a lot because they're evergreens. This picture, I wish I had more time to talk about it. It brings up a really strong memory. My daughter was having a fit. It was just her and I in the car. I was going to go home, and I ended up driving around and around trying to help her get calmed down so I didn't take a grumpy kid back to my wife. And once she got calmed down, I stopped by and took that picture at a local restaurant. This one is just her outside looking through a photo frame that looks like a door. You get the short version of that because I wanted to tell you the story of the other one. Same thing here. Just a quick picture. It's in Courtney's bedroom in our downstairs dollhouse, or one of the dollhouses in the downstairs doll room. And then this one I think is adorable. If you can see the kid in pink, everybody's blurred out enough for their privacy, but the kid in the hot pink, that's my child in the background. And this is at a neighborhood park splash pad. I love this swimsuit. I really like this picture. This one is one where I almost forgot to take the picture. So it was like at 11:55 at night. And I was like, I'm just going to go outside and take it under the street lamp. And I'm going to dress her like she's like coming home from a night clubbing. And I succeeded. That was not bad for a last minute picture. Okay. For the most part, like this is literally the only picture with another doll in it. I took no pictures of Luca with other dolls or with people for this whole project. The only exception I made was baby Parker. I don't know why. I really like this picture, even though I didn't say love it, but it's taken in my backyard in one of those turtle sandboxes. So think outside the box, or I guess think inside the box, the sandbox, that is. This picture, I remember I went with my daughter. It's at the entrance to our subdivision and it was starting to sprinkle. And so I just rushed and I hurried up and took the picture and I wasn't happy with it. That's one of the things about this project. Sometimes I would have this real clear vision in my head and things wouldn't be executed well. And other times, like a really thrown together photo shoot would turn out amazingly. Just be prepared for that. This one, my daughter picked out the outfit and I just put the Our Generation swing on our front porch. This is my birthday, June 28th. So mark your calendars, friends. Anyway, I gave myself a little birthday celebration in the form of getting Luca dressed up and creating this scene. So it's taken in the upstairs bedroom or doll room. This was my wife's cousin's wedding. And I will always remember when her wedding was because of this picture. Otherwise, I would not remember the date. But I did this early before we drove a few hours to get to that wedding. This one is at the entrance of our subdivision, but across the street, so on the other corner. And yeah, it's fine. I like the way that the colors go together, all the reds pop. It's not my favorite, but yeah, it was a quick, easy picture. This was taken outside of the hospital. This is definitely like if you um, are really nervous about people seeing you take pictures of dolls, you'd be more limited. I took pictures wherever the heck I wanted to, like in front of a busy street where the hospital was. This one, I forgot until almost the last minute. So I had to run outside and there's these little solar lights on our grass. And I just put the doll down with the chicken and I was like, there we go. Um, Here she is downstairs in the bed in the doll room. posing in front of Blair's restaurant. And I think I might have another one of her in front of Blair's restaurant coming up. I mean, 365 days. Obviously, some places are going to repeat. 4th of July, I didn't want to do a big patriotic thing, but I did a little red, white, and blue, and I did some baseball scene, and I think this picture turned out so well. It's got like the Camp AG bench. Also, this is one of my top ones. This is giving strong Babysitters Club vibes. I don't remember the art girl's name, but the Claudia, maybe? I don't remember. Claudia? Anyway, feels very Babysitters Club. This picture, I took the doll with me to take some pictures inside my daughter's dance studio, and they had canceled class, but we didn't get the email. So we got there, and I wanted to take pictures, and we didn't get to, so she's looking sad, or at least she's closed her eyes because she's sad. Here's another tiny exception to my no other dolls in the picture rule, because you can see the stylist's hand is visible, but otherwise it was just going to be kind of boring. So yeah, her hand was visible. Here we are commemorating the day I got my first colonoscopy. Yuck. The prep is horrible, friends, but you got to do it. When you're the age that you got to do it, you just do it. This picture I love. It was taken on the road that's like going from my house to my daughter's in-home daycare. And I pass this all the time, and I never thought to take a picture. I've never walked over that little bridge, and it was a perfect picture. This is about, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes from my home. There's a lake. We're a landlocked state. There's a lake that technically counts as having a beach, and it was a rainy day, but I took the picture. Here we are, and here we are. Yes, here I am. Here Luca is in Blair or Grace's bakery. Cute. Neither my favorite nor my least favorite. I forget who, but a subscriber made or gave me that little wreath that you see on the second shelf. And I was excited to do this picture to include that gift from her. Here is Luca. She's got a new car. She's got her car keys. She's excited. I don't know how old Luca is. Also, you will see she has like lots of professions and lots of different interests. And this was just her year of yes. She was game for being whatever age, whatever thing I needed her to be. This was the day that we went to the Columbus Book Festival. I put in some doll size books in there, but mostly they're books that we actually got at the book festival. It was hot AF, but a really cool book fair or book festival. This is my daughter's birthday, and I didn't really do a birthday themed thing, but my older daughter's birthday is July 15th. And so yeah, Luca's outside skateboarding on our sidewalk. And this one is right in front of our front steps. I just brought out some of the market things and set her up. She's wearing an Etsy dress and an off-brand purse, but she's got the Cinderella work outfit kerchief on her head. This one was taken at a park near the dance studio where my daughter takes ballet class and tap class, and I didn't love it. I kept trying different things that day, and I just didn't like any of the pictures, so some days are like that. This one's downstairs in the basement doll room in the kind of community center, and she's sitting there at Z Yang's desk in a shirt from Bella's Divas with my logo on it. I love this picture. I did pictures really similar to this with Covey once, and this same exact horse on a path that's like a walking path at the end of my block. And I was like, ooh, I'm going to recreate those pictures, but with Luca. Here is Luca entering my friend Robin's doll room. I did a tour, so I know that video was filmed July 20th because I took the picture the same day that I did the tour. Some of you might have seen either this picture or one very similar to it, but our local doll collectors group had a meetup in the summer and we had a cookout, but we also had like the dolls having their cookout. And then this outfit is one that, I mean, the skirt and the skates anyway, are made from things that I picked up at the swap meet kind of aspect of the meetup the day before. This picture I love. I took this on my lunch break. I was at work and I had an hour lunch instead of a half an hour, and I drove like 10 minutes away, and there's this little tiny creek, and I put the boat on a rock so that it wouldn't fall over, and I love this picture, and I love that I took it on my lunch break. This one was probably also taken on my lunch break. I went to that same hospital. There's only one hospital in my town, and they had all these different flowers. So I went there a few times just looking for opportunities to get good flower pictures. This is an Our Generation, like a Disney ILY set, the like Ariel inspired spa set. And I think it's super cute. It's the shoes and the foot bath and the robe and everything. And then the kickoff, or whatever you call it, the first day of the Olympics, I believe, was on July 26th. Or if not, it was like one day before, one day after. So I took out my AG poster and got some of those Olympics outfits out. Um, we had a non-licensed, just some friends who happen to still appreciate some aspects of the Harry Potter world in spite of blech. And I took that picture afterwards. This picture was taken a day that we were supposed to go to my friend's son's birthday. And so it's like Luca was getting ready to go to the party. And then we ended up not being able to go because of sickness or a tantrum or something. So I remember that as a kind of meh day. This picture, this is hilarious. I went to take a picture of her at the track at a local university, and um, the gates were closed, but the doll could fit through. So she's actually been like kind of wedged through there. And then I took the picture from the other side of the gate. Okay, I'm gonna have to rush to keep up with this. This picture was taken as we were just starting to get working on the downstairs basement doll room, when like we were just starting the renovations, my sister-in-law and I. Maybe this is the night of the opening ceremonies, or I think not. I think this was just like, I'm having Luca watching the Olympics on television. She's a little overdressed for the occasion, but that's what my daughter dressed her in that day. Okay, love this shot. Was feeling the Olympics, wanting to use my Olympics outfits, and I got an action shot, like she's sliding in to kick the ball. This is at the local park next to me, like right next to the YMCA. I love this picture. All right, here's another one, just being inspired by my sister-in-law Amy and I working on the doll room downstairs, being covered in dust every day. And I was like, look, Amy, the doll's working with us. And she's lovely, so she humored me and was like, yeah, I love it. I got my shirt from this one, I believe, was from Delightful Ribbons. And I was like, oh, I want to show it off. So I went to the Delaware County Board of Elections and set up my doll. This was taken soon after I picked up the Our Generation ambulance for a steal. I don't remember how much. I know I mentioned it in a video, but yeah, for cheap, like $30 maybe. And the next one is obviously Courtney's stuff. The earrings I made, but the rest of it is all part of Courtney's collection. And this was just taken immediately to the left of my garage when you walk outside of my garage. So you make do with what you can. Remember I said the raspberry bush is my favorite thing in my backyard? One, she's wearing a shirt that I got from AGTV for Life, her store, Your Dolly Superstore. But look at the raspberries. I love them. This one was taken upstairs, and I don't always get a picture of all like the cluster of our miniature books together, but I did here, and I just think she looks like she's getting ready to snuggle in with a book, and I love it. This one is my knockoff Palaka outfit. And I cannot remember what outfit those little blue shoes go to. But anyway, just on the sidewalk in our neighborhood. Here are some things that I got from Joe, the potatoes and some salad that I made. She's in the kitchen. I like the angle of this. I like the realism of all the things on the kitchen island. Makes me happy. I think this was the day after like National Cat Day or something. I think I had already taken the other picture, and then I realized like, oh, it was National Cat Day. I'll just do it a day later. And I did that a few times. Like, oh, I didn't realize I missed this day. I'll just make the next picture of that. This was taken off the side of the road on that path between my house and the house where my daughter has daycare. Cute. I like it. This is so cool. I wanted to make it look like she was taking a picture of something in nature. So I got the whole shot set up, and then I realized there was a spider on that leaf. And I was like, oh my gosh, she is taking a picture of something in nature. I just had to wait until the light shone on it. This was a day that I was getting a lot of dolly mail. And so I cut up the packaging that the mail came in, and I just made smaller packages so it could be like showing she's getting her own dolly mail. This is a butterfly bush that my daughter got me, my older daughter got me for Mother's Day a couple years ago. And I didn't know what I was going to do for a picture that day. And I realized that the dress I'd picked out matched the butterfly bush. So why not? Here, I just realized I haven't done anything where she's getting an eye exam. So why not? It's not commemorating the day that I got an eye exam or anything. It was just like, I don't know what to do for today. What can I do that's not the same thing every day? Here is again just kind of off the side of the road. Um, it's just places that you don't give a second thought to. And but when you do pay attention, you're like, oh, if I brought a doll along next time, I could just pull off over there and take a good picture. Anyway, on the way to the daycare. This is the downstairs basement room after I was putting it back together. I think this was after the room was all cleaned up and finished. There is a park in our neighborhood that has some playground equipment. It's a pretty small park, but it's got some playground equipment. So I put her on this bridge and went underneath it and took a picture, just trying to get some interest, something different. This one was one of those like, I don't have any plans. This is not to commemorate anything. It was just a nice day, and I thought that Luca would enjoy the opportunity to go do some reading outside. Who does not? This one was at the same park that I said is near the YMCA, the one where she did the soccer picture a little while back. Nothing special. I just took her along because my daughter and I were going to play there and I hadn't taken a picture yet. Okay. My daughter calls these things floppy dudes, no matter what they look like. Floppy dude! So we got her a miniature one, and I had big ideas for how I could make this look, but I just couldn't get the scale right, and I wasn't happy with how it turned out, but whatever. It will make me think of her going, floppy dude, so it's okay. Here she is in some Mary Ellen attire in the Mary Ellen diner with those crappy looking french fries and decent looking hot dogs. It's fine. I love this one. So I redid the Jeep. That was my project. And then I found this gift card holder at Lowe's that looks like a Craftsman toolbox. And I found the miniature tools online and I jacked up the car. And I love that she's fixing her own car. Also, here's some realism for you. It's laundry day. She is covered in clothes and she's going to be folding them for the next 45 minutes. Everybody knows what this life is like. Yeah. Some things are just relatable. This one, I like it. I also have a different version that has my daughter in the picture because we were actually outside on the sidewalk. Several of the pictures, I was like, I'm going to do things with my kid first and foremost, and I'm going to work the doll into a picture. Other things were more about like the picture was really the purpose. This one was a late at night one. I remember we were watching a movie and I was like, oh crap, I got to do Luca's picture. I'll just go put her in the craft room downstairs. So she's painting or something. Speaking of relatable, she's got ice water, a fan. She's in her underwear. She's got her feet propped up. It was August 27th. Sticky AF. Yes, yes. Um, this one, I was actually in the middle of that, like filming the Color Wheel series, and this was one of the outfits for obviously the Blue Week. So yeah, when I took that picture, I was like, oh, I'm just going to use that for her daily picture. This one, I think it looks fine. I'm kind of surprised that I even gave it a thumbs up instead of a meh, because when I look at it, I'm like, meh, nothing special. Like it wasn't really commemorating anything or an amazing picture, so it was just kind of meh, but near my house. This one was fun. My friend Mel wanted to take some pictures of dolls in near water, like they were fishing. And so I was like, oh, I know where. And it's the same picture, same place where I took the kayak picture earlier. This was in Half Price Books, and I just took the doll with us, hoping that I would be somewhere where I could get a good picture. She's got the scarf on as a halter top. I got that idea from a friend. And then this was a picture taken at Barnes and Noble, and they have in the upstairs area in the kids section, they have just all these plushies and puppets and whatnot. So I put the doll down and just arranged them all around her. And I really like doing this kind of setup. This was a late at night one, I remember, because I was like, oh crap, didn't do it. I mean, there were several where I was like, it's getting late. I don't know what I'm going to do. And then I just try to find something. It does help that we have a large collection of clothes and a large collection of accessories, so I could do still a good variety. This was taken obviously at the train tracks near my home. That part wasn't obvious, but near my home. And so it was a drive, but not even 7 minutes from my home. Here is right outside of our home, just as soon as you get to the street, so technically not our property anymore. This was not a version of that dress that my wife made. I think it was one she bought. I don't know. She made two and bought one. Jenny's ice cream right behind our house. If you go like beyond the fence line, there's a walkway. It's the same place that I did the Pride Parade for anybody who remembers that video. And I just set this up. This was taken in our garage because I, for whatever reason, had the school class, our generation school set in the garage. And my daughter had been playing with it out there. And I was like, oh, just going to snap a quick picture. This was not too long after we kind of gave a glow up, we meaning me, glow up to my younger daughter's dollhouse with putting all that color on the walls in the background. Every once in a while, I will see some kind of photo idea or photo trick on an Instagram account that I follow, and I'll see if I can recreate it with dolls. So that's why I got the doll guitar out and tried to make it look like she's standing on the end of it. This is one of my all-time favorite pictures. It's in the room that I have the American Girl coffee shop set up, but I took the furniture out and made her breakdancing. I love this picture so much. I love it. This one, it's more fun and it just makes me chuckle than anything else. Like she's got so many clothes and so many shoes that everything fell and just kind of toppled her over. It was fun to set up and it was quick. All right. I don't know why she's so hungry, but she's having two of the best hamburgers that American Girl has ever made. They're from that American Girl of Today picnic set or cookout set or barbecue set, whatever. And she's in Mary Ellen's Airstream, obviously. This one was taken at that same park near the YMCA. So the YMCA has like soccer fields plus this park plus some trails. So lots of photography opportunities, and it's literally maybe a 3-minute drive from my home. This one was back at the hospital. I don't know. The outfit, the picture, everything was just a little bit underwhelming, and I was probably rushed doing it on my lunch break. Probably like a shorter lunch break, but whatever. It got done. This is the side of my house. Remember I said I moved that ornamental grass? That's the same ornamental grass, just a little bit later in the season, so it's not green anymore. And Tenny's giving a nice Luca's giving a nice outdoor concert in Tenny's outfit. And stealing more dolls' outfits. This was after we got Lila's horse stable used from Once Upon a Child, and it's the visual one from the Columbus store. And then because we had it and it was a new thing to us, I was like, I'm going to take more pictures. I can't make all of the pictures be of Luca and the stable, but I can at least get 2 days worth out of it before I move on to something else, right? Right. All right. This one was like a last minute one. The book is a little bit small to, a little bit off scale, but I think it's fine. I probably should have put like on this one. It's not meh. It's fine. I like it. This one I put like, but actually I found this frustrating because I had grand ideas for what it was going to look like. I have like elastic wrapped around both hands and I had help and we're like pulling on it so that she's actually up in the air and you can't even really tell. This picture was taken at the entrance to our subdivision. I like it just fine. I don't think there's anything outstanding about it. I mean, obviously the color is pretty, but it makes the shirt kind of seem washed out in comparison. Here she is with some packing peanuts as her bubbles in the downstairs bathroom. I really like the Our Generation bathtub, and I hadn't done anything with her in it yet, so I like it. We are all the way up to September 21st. This is just this wooden post on the street that you drive to get to my house. And I love this outfit. I think she looks freaking adorable. Like the composition is maybe meh, but I like it. This is when we took her apple picking with us. We took a couple of other dolls too, but I made sure to get some pictures of just her because I knew I would use one of them for her picture of the day. It's funny too because my friends and like my closer doll friends and my family knew that I was doing this doll of the day, picture of the day thing. Um, this one, I like the green beans that I made. I don't know why I said meh about the picture. I think probably I just felt like another picture in the kitchen, another picture in the kitchen, but it's a good picture. Here she is wearing a winter coat that somebody made and I got in a Facebook group. Um, I love a good coffee picture. I love a good hot beverage, and it's fall, so I'm happy about it. This one was late at night. I remember because I just ran up and I had like 3 minutes to dress her and get the picture taken before midnight. I'm like Cinderella, hurry, hurry, the clock's about to strike midnight. And it's fine, it's whatever. This one is taken much closer to where my daughter's daycare is. And we're starting to get all those beautiful leaves, all those beautiful colors. And I love this dress on her. Yeah, happy with this picture. Here it's raining. And I was like, her outfit's so cute. Crap, it's raining. Ohio weather is not predictable. So I just made it like she's in the middle of getting her raincoat on. And I did like that. Because I felt like the dress was versatile enough that I could get away with it 2 days in a row. She's wearing the same dress. Forgive her of that. This is at a different park. First time taking pictures at this park, but still pretty close to my house. This one is taken indoors and it's a really cute outfit that you can barely see, but I still like the picture. I like that she's kind of peeking through. It's just some like fake dried plants in a vase that is part of our fall decorations. This was right after the Disney American Girl collab, like right after we realized that they are putting out a Moana doll. So she's watching Moana. She's got a little Moana plushie in her lap. We were just geeking out that we were going to get a Moana doll. This was the night of the vice presidential debate. So I put her political shirt on. I was like, she's worn it before, but that's okay. She's got her beer. She's ready to go see Vance gets shut down, and he absolutely did. I mean, it wasn't as impressive on either end as I had hoped, but she was ready for the VP debate. This is taken and out in front of a mosaic right outside of my daughter's dance studio. Still haven't made it into the studio yet at this point, but I've now taken the doll there twice, if you're keeping track. I didn't count this as having another doll in the thing because it's not like the doll wasn't a character. The doll was a prop because she's being the doll photographer near my house. I liked this one. This one was taken in a cemetery, and it's not too far from my house. And those flowers were already there. Yeah, not much to say about it. It was okay. This one was right after I got these overalls, and I was like, I want to take her like she's going to a roller rink because that's the vibe they were giving me. The skates and the overalls and everything. And then this was taken at one of our local doll collector meetups. This one was like very poorly attended, and I was feeling a little bit down about it, but it was really hot that day, even though it was October 6th. And then the next day, I took her to that path that's at the end of my block. And I think this was the same dog as before, but that was sheer dumb luck. Like it wasn't intentional. Um, Here, she is doing some real dangerous, not smart stuff. Like, she's got a table propped on a cloth chair just so that she can do decorations. Not smart, Luca. Not smart. Here she is. I try to take pictures from different angles and be mindful of, mixing it up and not doing everything vertical orientation. So, yeah, a little something different, but whatever. Um, This I took during lunch, and sometimes that works in my favor, sometimes it doesn't. This is a local airport. She's wearing socks instead of a scarf because I didn't have a scarf, but I didn't realize until after we got back that her glasses were like cockeyed, and I didn't want to go back out and retake the picture. So that's why I think it's meh. This one, on the other hand, I love. She looks like a freaking model. She looks like these are her senior high school pictures, right? Like high school senior pictures? Yes. There is a house in our neighborhood that is known as the Halloween house, and they have it's Halloween store just vomited all over the yard. It's everywhere. So we, on one of our many trips to go check it out, we took her. This was the day that we went to Renaissance Festival, and we took Primrose and Luca. And so you might have seen pictures of this because we used them for the Ren Fair, the AGIG Ren Fair. This one was just one of those like, oh, well, I need an indoor picture and I haven't done anything in the pet boutique yet. So let me dress her up and put her in the pet boutique. Sure, that'll work. Yeah, I like it. Again, I told you the one where it's her face and it's surrounded by the stuffed animals I really liked. So I was like, let me do that same kind of concept again. And this was just fake leaves that we had in our house for fall decorations. I like it. I really like this one because it's one of those like defying gravity. The dolls can't just stand up and hold their leg like that, but very stealthily off screen, I'm holding her up. And she's doing the Courtney Moore workout. I don't usually use this Our Generation kitchen, but the AG one doesn't have a dishwasher. And I liked the idea of just showing the everyday stuff of life. So there she is, just putting the dishes in. And here she is packing, even though we were not packing to go anywhere. I just wanted to pretend I was. Just over here living vicariously through our dolls. And then this one was such a disappointment. I had nothing that I could think of. And I was like, let me pretend she's on a trip because I said she was packing. And she's stopping off to see like the world's largest pencil something or like a pencil factory. Like it's a tourist attraction. So that picture was dumb, but I didn't want to retake it. This one, on the other hand, brings up lots of good memories because every year we go to this pumpkin place. Like this is where we go pick our pumpkins. It's like a fall festival. And so I took her along. And then, of course, like near my house, I'm just trying to soak up all of the fall decorations, the naturally occurring ones in the form of the leaves. She's on a maple leaf blanket that I really like. Here, she's getting ready for this was my first year ever doing a Dia de Muertos altar. And so, like, I'm just kind of practicing getting my ofrenda ready, and you'll see it come up again on the actual day. This one, again, leaves. They're colorful. They make me happy. Fall makes me happy. This is my favorite season, and I had just gotten this shirt from an Etsy shop. So I was like, yeah, gonna take a quick picture. This one, in my head, that dog that you've seen her walking twice knocked over the trash. And she was all ready to go somewhere. And now she has to stop and clean up all the trash that's on the floor because of the dog. Um, I think that I had just gotten these sweatpants from that same Etsy shop that I got the plaid shirt from. And so I was like, very much feeling like, let me use all the new things that I just got. So, yeah. This one was it was either the day of or the day after my brother-in-law's birthday party. And the theme was everybody wear a black shirt and like a newspaper, like a newsboy hat, because that's kind of his uniform. This one was taken at the entrance to my subdivision, and I made this swing just for this picture, and I still have it in case I want to use it again, but I just tied it temporarily in the tree and let her get a fall swinging picture. This one was like you see, I said meh. I don't think the picture is good, but this is the day my family carved our jack-o'-lanterns, so at least it will bring up that memory for me because it was an afterthought. The first and the most important thing was enjoy the time with my family. I actually was not sick this day. I just didn't have any ideas for her, so I was like, I can just like give her some tissue and have her laying down and pretend that she's got a cold. It's fall. Everybody's starting to get colds, right? And then she is at the the local university has this trick or treat event for kids, and all of the like student organizations set up tables and they hand out candy. And we've gone the past couple years in a row. So I took her. And then here's her loot. It's actually my daughter's loot, but all of the candy the day of. And again, like I kind of like these. The doll is laying down and spread out. This one's not covering like everything but her face, but still, same idea. And then here is, you can see my brother in that top picture, and you can't see it in this angle, but my dad is in the bottom picture, the central picture. And yeah, this was really special to me this year to have the ofrenda. I saw somebody else do this, and I can't remember who it is to give credit, but somebody had a picture where their dolls were climbing up to get the Halloween candy. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to redo that idea. I think it's cute. So I wish I could remember who so I can credit it. This picture was taken not too long after I set up the new spa, the hotel and spa, in the downstairs, the basement doll room. And then the next one, obviously, was the day before the election, right? No, the day of, whichever. That was the day before the election. And then this one was the day of, because she is closing her eyes. She's like, I can't bear to look. Yes, that's another doll's arm in there, by the way, because their arms don't bend that much. But she's like, I don't know. What are going to be the results? I can't bear to look. So much is riding on this. And then, of course, we know what the results were. And it sucks. And this was the first black and white picture I took the entire time. And then this was what was on a whole bunch of people's minds. Everybody going, I want to flee. I don't want, not everybody. Obviously, some people were happy that bigotry and like the oligarchy won. But compassionate people were were really like, where do we go from here? And and the answer is not in the back of a trunk, but we had a trip planned after that to Nashville, Tennessee, and I just was being silly because we'd been on the road all day. I hadn't had a chance to take her picture, so I just like made it look like she was trying to get stuff out of the trunk and got stuck. I love this picture. I didn't put love, but I do love the fact that I took her to the Nashville store and I took off her clothes and stuck her in there because I don't own this bathroom and I probably never will. So I wanted to use it. And then we did have a tea booked for while we were there. So I took her into the Nashville cafe and made sure that I got a picture of her. And then and you can see the gray is on the outer ring, showing that we were a far drive away. And then this was the day we were heading back home, and we woke up and I got a picture of her like in the hotel room. So always good to pack their pajamas when they go on a road trip. And then this is when we're back home, so it's in my home. The sweater that she's wearing is actually like a wine bottle sweater. I know that's a stupid thing. It's a stupid thing to have exist, but I just cut the back of it so it would fit her. And you can't tell because she's got a cardigan over it. This one is a meh because I didn't know what to do. So I just stuck her in my closet like she was peeking out of all of the gajillion clothing options she had. It's whatever. It checked a box. This I think I took on a lunch break, and I hung a little Meet Addie book from her hand, and she is using a mapley purse that I think was a pretty recent addition at that time. This one I took after I got a shirt from Joe, and it says mind your own blank business. And I took her to wear that, ironically, right outside of a place that is very anti choice in my town. This was the day that I realized I needed to go back on depression medication. We went to a book fair and I went into the bathroom like 4 or 5 or 6 times and just sobbed because I could not stop crying. And I just kept going there to hide and cry. So, yeah, that was a memorable day as a time that I realized I needed to go back on meds. Um, this one is that new outfit. It came with one of the dolls that we got in Nashville. I don't love this outfit at all personally, but I was like, something to put on, something different. Here she is cleaning because the boring stuff has to get done, like dishes, and it can't all be fun trips and disappointing election results. The mundane has to get done too. And then this one I really like. It was like a super foggy day. I think I didn't have to work until later, and I was able to just take a picture at an unexpected time. It was really foggy in the morning, and I think the scale works for that too. This one, my wife had just gotten that Bell shirt, and I was like, yeah, it's fall, get a hot drink, get a good book, prop your feet up, sit down in the chair, and just hang out. This was the first snow of the year. I know that because I was like, oh, it's first snow. I'm going to hurry up. And I really love this sweater, by the way. It's part of an outfit, but I use it like with all kinds of things. Then the snow is gone because it's Ohio. And I don't know. I'm sure it's that way everywhere. It's not like Ohio is unique. But yeah, here we are. The snow is melted. Really pretty picture. Um, yeah, nothing else to say about that one. This, I treated myself to the world's smallest boggle and the world's smallest bananagrams. And we can just assume that somebody else is on the other side of the table playing and they're having a board game night. And why not? I think this was probably a late at night one, or I was just feeling silly and I was like, I'm going to put her on the bath. I'm going to put her on the toilet because I haven't done that yet. And I wanted to make it like not show her business. This picture I took to show off the shoes that I had just finished painting a gajillion coats of paint to do those leopard print or animal print AG sandals. I bought a second pair and painted them. This is the day that my company, my employer, announced we had just been purchased by another company. And I wasn't sure how I would feel about it. I'm still not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it can't be any worse than the last company that owned them. So, yeah. This is on the other side of the road when you're driving from our home to the home in-home daycare, and this one tree was just completely yellow. And I was like, I have to come back someday and take pictures of her in yellow. This one was inspired by somebody on Instagram. I think this was actual Thanksgiving or somewhere around there, and they had their doll like heading off to the Thanksgiving potluck, and so I did the same thing with mine, and I was like, "Hey, mine will meet you at the potluck." This one is in my daughter's dollhouse on the main floor, and it was just I don't have any other ideas for the day, so it's a good day for a hot drink and watching Elf because we start that right. We start all of our Christmas stuff right after Thanksgiving, like this. I put up multiple trees, so each night for a few days in a row, I just have her decorating each of the trees. So that's our living room tree. And this is our library, like our downstairs library slash Grace's office has a tree in it. It's like the first room in our home. And it was a pink theme this year. And then this one is upstairs in our loft. And it's like right at the top of the stairs, and it was all golds and bronzes and purples and really pretty. And then this is a much smaller tree in our younger daughter's room. So there's not really like a like a cohesive theme to it, just lots of fun ornaments. And then this one is my wife's like half tree that's downstairs in the dining room. So there, 5 trees, 3 full size, 2 smaller, like maybe 4 feet or something. And that was a good way to fill 5 days worth of pictures. And then this, I put thumbs up, even though it's another kitchen picture. It's another just doll and a sweater and a hot drink, but whatever. Like that's half of November and December in my world. All right, this one was the house was clean because we were having a birthday party there for my daughter the next day, and the house never looks that clean. So I was like, I am taking a picture. Look at her. She's like, behold, a clean house. And then this one is my doll playing the same game that some of the kids had played. And some of those names may or may not be children's names. And I may or may not have made up some just for this picture. You'll never know. The next day, she went to a friend's well, two friends, they're twins, birthday party, and they had this big ball pit, not ball pit, foam pit. And she was very nervous about doing it, but she finally got in it. And I took this picture to remind me of like her getting brave. This was my daughter's actual birthday. And we were at the Build-A-Bear across the street, and I went ahead and took a picture of what should have been her birthday celebration at the closed store. This was one I was just hoping, you see kinds of pictures where the dolls are tangled up in lights, and I'm like, I'll try my hand at it and I hope it works. And it was fine. It was not amazing, but it was fine. The next one was one of those I'm doing something I saw on Instagram on some like photo thing, and it turned out really well. Like, look at all the water drops. Her image is upside down, like reversed in the water drops. I just think that's a cool effect. Here's that favorite sweater, that not favorite, but like that white wintry sweater that I like to use. This is in that path that's at the end of my block, and obviously after another snow. And then this one I had seen, I think Jason from Silly Monkey Doll Stuff, and maybe Joe from AGTV for Life. But anyway, I'd seen a couple people do miniature wrapping paper, so I did that and set up like a Christmas wrapping station. This one, the picture didn't turn out well, but it will remind me that we were out all day doing some Christmas shopping that day. And so I wanted her, she's got her like Cheers, my dear shirt on, and she's got all these bags, and she's getting home. I just waited too late, so the picture turned out poorly. This All the Jingle Ladies was another like, this is meant to go over the neck of a wine bottle, and it's too small for the doll, but I just cut the back, and you can't tell when they've got a cardigan on. So it was a cheap way to get some really fun Christmas sweaters. And this one obviously is an AG Christmas sweater, so not that hard to get at all. And I had finished decorating for Christmas, so I was like, yeah, take a picture. We're getting close to Christmas at this point, right? We had an elf on the shelf visit us for the first time this year. Her name was Lucy. She is not a narc. She was not reporting good and bad behavior back to Santa. She was just like an anthropological researcher observing us. And my daughter had a lot of fun with her. This, I don't know if you guys know, this was like kind of a viral like photo trend to like make a frame out of wrapping paper. So we did this with the dog and the kids and the dolls. This one, I was doing some cookie decorating, and I wanted her to look kind of like she was wearing an elf outfit, like Elf the movie. So this is as close as I could get to like a Buddy the Elf scene. This one was fun. I had never like cut out these tiny paper snowflake chains before, and I did it just for this. So that was fun. I don't know why. Little crafty things like that make me smile. This picture was garbage. So if I were just going on the quality of the picture, it would be a meh. But um it was something that my daughter and my wife and I went to. It was like the Polar Experience thing at some theater, and so I it was a good memory. Here's another one where it's just her face showing. I told you I like these. I did the leaves, I did the stuffed animals. I think these are easy and they turn out really cute. Like, I tried not to do too many of them, but I really like them. This one, she is in her holiday baking era, and my wife was in her holiday baking era. She was stressed. We had things come up, so she ended up getting a later start on making all the Christmas cookies than she wanted. This one's December 24th. I love the lighting. I did use a filter on this one that I thought looked really kind of like nostalgic. And she's just asleep and waiting for Santa to come, and the letters there, and the cookies and the carrots, and I love it. And then here's the mess and the chaos of the morning of and all the presents. And we have a very big like family Christmas. So this was relatable. I had to kind of sneak away and do this picture because I couldn't do it in advance. I had to actually take it on Christmas. And then I had gotten my wife this shirt that she's wearing that's just a stack of Christmas movies like on VHS. And I'd gotten her this little mini Barbie thing. And I was like, can I borrow your mini Barbie thing for a doll picture? Joe of AGTV for Life sent me a tin full of these little sugar cookies. And I think you've maybe seen this picture before if you watch all my videos, but it was actually my picture of the day for this. So This one, I think that is Kira's shirt and Claudie's cardigan, obviously, and she's in the Angelo's bakery. It's like a really nice, pretty picture. Doesn't like mean anything special to me. This one, on the other hand, I put that I love because it does mean something special to me. My sister-in-law and my brother-in-law have this. We stopped it for a few years, but they started up again, gingerbread making competition at their house. And it's messy and it's fun and it's loud and I love it. Then I was going through a crap ton of paperwork, just trying to get started on organizing stuff because that is a big theme for 2025 is going through my spaces and organizing. So Luca had to do it too. But then she got to party because it was New Year's Eve and we wanted to take a few pictures of different dolls and their of the in the Hoffman twins like New Year's set. Then this picture is not beautiful, but it will remind me that this is the day my older daughter and I lugged a heavy futon. No, it's not a futon. It's like half of a sectional couch from the second floor all the way down to the basement. And it was clunky and we were saying pivot, pivot the whole time. This is a picture showing some of those new Ulta and Mini Brands collab. I love these. I love this picture. I love the quality of these mini brands. Ugh, beautiful. This one, on the other hand, like picture is nice. I think she looks very relaxed. I want this life. This one was definitely a picture without much forethought or planning, but yeah, it works. Another snowy day, another backyard picture in front of our river birch tree that I love so much. She's wearing Bella Boo's Closet jeans and a Silly Monkey Doll stuff beanie. And I think that's the Fair Isle sweater. I don't know. Okay, this is the first time, but it won't be the last time. See how her arm is bent? It's because I switched her head and put it on a posable Our Generation doll's body. I did this a couple times throughout this whole photo project. Like this is another one. Her elbows bent, her other elbows bent, her knees bent a little bit. She couldn't do that in an AG body, so I was trying to like get a couple days worth of flexible pose pictures in a row. She's still in that body, and this is also why she's wearing gloves or like hiding her hands because you would know that they're not AG hands. But this way it doesn't really matter because they're in gloves, so you can't tell. And then this one, I think this might know. I don't know if this is the same dog, but anyway, look, she is sitting on her knees and her arms are bent because she's not in an AG body. And I really like this picture. It's just in our backyard. The snow is not even that deep, as you can tell. Okay, this picture brings me bad memories, but whatever. She's on her knees, so that's cool. Like it's cool that she can bend in that OG body, but our fridge was breaking. And so that represents me trying to fix it and hoping that there's a cheap fix. There was not. We had to replace it. It sucked. Refrigerators are too expensive. This picture is beautiful. Another Silly Monkey Doll stuff shirt, an Our Generation outfit, and those Western chic boots in the snow near my house. This one, it looks like she has shoveled that entire sidewalk, doesn't it? She did not. I did that. I did that work. And she doesn't even have a shovel. She has like a hay, whatever those are, the pitchfork kind of thing. I just buried it so you couldn't tell. Remember how I said the theme is me organizing our house? Well, this is the morning that I took all the stuff out of the pantry and I threw away all the things that were really expired and I organized. So she got to do the same thing. This one, no special occasion. Grace might have just gotten that dress, but I don't think so. I think I just decided to put it on her, like just because. And it's gorgeous. Gorgeous. This one is, remember I said near our home, there are pine trees at the entrance to our subdivision. So there's a teeny tiny, not even really a hill. And I was like, there's enough snow on there and nobody's walked on it. I'm taking pictures. This picture, if I could pause and zoom in, it says laundry, something, and make a snowman. Those were the only two things on her list that she didn't get to do that day before she went to bed. So the next day, she made this piddly little snowman. I think that I forgot and I waited too late. And so, yeah, she made a very tiny snowman and it was dark and the picture's not good because my phone doesn't take great night pictures. This one was taken right outside the back of our, like just beyond our back fence in our neighborhood. You can tell the snow's not that deep, but I was trying to get every snow picture I could. Just like when there are flowers out, I'm like, I'm trying to get every picture. And when the leaves are fall colors, I'm trying to get all the pictures out there. I had just finished making this makeshift doll room. There's a video about it if you haven't watched that. I made it for like 12 bucks. But yeah, I was enjoying getting to take some pictures there. This one, yeah, cool concept to take a picture of the night to day or day to night or whatever Barbie outfit in front of a pink background. It's just the execution was crap and it was late and I didn't want to iron that backdrop. Does anybody remember what happened here? I didn't mess up the picture. If you look, there is a silhouette of the doll. It's just really, really dark because what happened on January 20th? It was the inauguration day, if you don't remember. This was taken right outside of our garage in an outfit that I cannot stand. I don't know why I took it. Took a picture in an outfit I cannot stand just because I also think it's a funny outfit. And she looks like she's kind of in a sparkly marshmallow. This one was taken right like on the sidewalk. If you go out our front door and down a little step, there's a little walkway there. And I probably took this on my lunch break, but it looks good. This one was a late at night. I don't know what picture to take. This thing is up so high now that it's really hard to take pictures up there because I can barely see what I'm doing. And I don't want to get like a step ladder out, but it's pretty tall. This one, I just like this is a different dog, by the way, finally. I like this old school, the American Girl of Today snowsuit. Pictures, whatever, but it's cute. It's like nostalgia. It looks like a picture of me as a kid. Um, this was taken at an event where my wife and I went that was out of town, but not far away. And we go every year and we get dressed up for this ball. And I took the doll along and made sure that she got dressed up too. And then, because we were spending the night in a hotel and I finally had this raccoon set, I was like, all right, I'm going to put a doll in the raccoon set and Luca's going to get her picture sleeping in the hotel. And then the next one was taken in my backyard. We have a little, like a small playground. And she's got on a very bright mapley outfit. So I thought I'll just kind of let those bright colors be in the background. This one, again, big plans didn't happen. I was like, there are so many cool places outside of my daughter's dance studio where I can take good pictures. But we were dragging our feet. And by the time we got there, this was at the time of year when it was still getting dark really early. So it was dark. This one, this was easy. No thought put into it. Like she's wearing a donut skirt. She's holding donuts. All these colors go together. It's a cute pose. It's a cute picture. There we go. Call it good. I was still just really digging her in these glasses. So, I was like, well, I don't know. I'll just put her in some other outfit. And I haven't taken a picture with the juice bar part of the cafe present. I have gotten into doing these tiny, what are they called? Book nooks. They're like little miniatures kits. I'll have to show them in a video sometime. They're really cool. But anyway, she's taking a picture looking at it. First day of the month, every month, we put in our calendar. We've got like a big dry erase calendar on the wall. So I just made a photo. I took a picture and printed the picture, and it looks like she's doing what I do on the first of every month. This picture is crap, but it reminds me that two things happened that day. We got the giant Welly Wisher house from the American Girl store on Facebook Marketplace, had a video about it, and we went to see Disney on Ice. Okay, and this picture I would say falls under the category of not amazing, not particularly pretty, but it'll help me recall a memory like very well because it's the day after we got the Welly Wisher house and I had put it all together. This picture, I would say exact opposite. February 4th was nothing to do with skateboarding in my life. This doesn't recall any memory. I don't know what was going on that day. It's just a pretty picture. And nothing wrong with that. Like these can be any of those functions. This one, probably a mix of both. I think it's really pretty. And it does remind me of annually changing out the doll houses and decorating, but also decorating our own house for seasonal and holiday things. I love this little slouchy beanie on her. I really like this outfit. Like the pictures, whatever. I was trying to get a different angle because I take a lot of pictures in the dollhouse and I don't want them to look all the same. But I love this beanie on her. And then this one, I remember. If I am guessing this was either a Friday or a day before or a day after because my work reimburses me for my meal on certain occasions, and we got Chinese as a result of that. This, nothing that I remember what was going on that day except for obviously it was raining, but I really liked playing around with trying to get her reflection in the puddle. And this was just on our driveway. So that was a fun trick to try. This was the day that we went to the AT&T store and we were checking out getting new phones. So I love this. I used part of Angelo's Bakery and set out all the phones that we had to mimic the store. And then I followed a tutorial and made all of these things, some of them like slightly tweaked, but all of these fondue set goodies for a Valentine's Day photo shoot. And I remember making them all and being so thrilled with how they turned out. This was the day that I got the new phone. So, two things going on here. One, she's opening a new phone. Two, this photo feature where you have like one part in color and the rest of it in black and white did not exist on my old phone. So, I was breaking it in. Also, you'll see that the dates start changing. I had more options with this phone than I did in including the dates on the other phone. Here was the same day that I cleaned out our laundry room. So, that's what she got to be doing. This one, it might have been the first day that I read this particular statement and it was really hitting me. And I came across this comment in response to somebody's YouTube video and I just knew that I needed to hold on to it. This was, if I remember correctly, yeah, Valentine's Day shot. And I was still kind of tickled by this ability to say like, color spot, like focus on this and add color to it, but make everything else black and white. I didn't have to edit that. This was my friend Mel's birthday. She had a Lord of the Rings themed birthday, and it was just a small group of us doll collectors who went over to her house, and we made lembas bread as a craft for the dolls. This one, I just realized I like this outfit, and I've never put it on a doll yet. And I like this snowman, but I don't usually get it out that often. And I like putting it in portrait mode in the background because it makes it look more real. This cape was something that Mel made, one for each of the guests, and gave us all, and I just thought it was so beautiful, and we had just gotten this Josefina outfit from her, a couple days prior. This is I wish I could stay on this picture for more than 15 seconds, one of my all-time favorites. It's in my daughter's, ballet class studio, but she looks like she's at a gala. Like, she looks so bougie, and I don't know, it just looks really cool, the scale worked and everything. And then here we are back in the doll room that's in the basement. And I was just looking for a quick picture idea and decided I would let her be checking into the spa. I know I had one already where she was in the spa, but not at the counter. Um, Again, I was determined to make use of the snow every time I could. And um, a viewer, Dawn, had sent me these snowshoes or cross country skis, whatever you want to call these things. And I wanted to make use of those. Or maybe she sent this sled. I don't know. She sent me one of them. So, for good measure, I took pictures of both of them and just trying to use all the wintry stuff we have. And then the next picture was the day that we went to see Anne Juliet. Fantastic musical. I laughed hard. I cried a lot. It was so good. If you get a chance to see it, please, please do. And this one, I knew we were getting ready to sell this cafe. And I've had lots of mixed feelings about Starbucks over the years, but I knew we were getting ready to sell the cafe and I wanted to do one more photo shoot with it. I think it turned out really well. Glad I did this before we got rid of it. This was at a field near my daughter's daycare. And I think this is one of those like we were driving home. I just hopped out of the car, said, hold on, I'll be right back. And I went over and took the picture and I love it. This is going to always bring up memories, not good ones. This was the time period where norovirus hit my house, and this was inspired after my daughter's puking session, but it went on to hit all of us. So here is um, I don't know if you noticed, but she was bending over. So she was in that our generation posable body before. And then here, she doesn't have any body. Like I was so sick and everybody in the house was so sick that I just spent 3 days where the only picture that I took was her in the same bed. And it's literally just her head with a bunch of stuffing underneath because I didn't even feel up to putting her back on her head back on her American Girl body. So nobody else would know this, but I'm telling you, that's just her head covered up by a blanket for 3 days worth of pictures because we just felt like garbage. Norovirus was no joke, and it was worst for my wife. And then we were feeling better, and we went to the doll show in Saline, Michigan. I don't know. And I didn't take her because I just didn't want the extra bulk of having to deal with a doll. But we bought a bunch of clothes there for the little minis, and we made it like that's what we brought back to her. And then I was just so excited to have clothes for the minis that I dressed them all up and figured I might as well incorporate that into one of the pictures. I think this is cute. I think this is relatable to moms or like daycare workers or teachers. And this top was something else that I picked up for $1, for $1. This is right in front of my house, and everything was dead and gloomy, but I still think the picture is cute. And she's just out exploring nature. I got that shirt at the doll show. I don't know if I said that. Finally, back for like the third time or fourth time, I got a picture of my doll in my daughter's dance classroom. So yeah, this is pretty close to the kind of clothes that she would wear there. And then I made these tacos. I am struggling to remember whose tutorial I followed. I mentioned it when I posted the pictures on Instagram. I feel like Michelle's House of Miniatures, maybe. Anyway, they turned out really well. This one, it brings up no memories, and it's not a particularly great picture, but it's cute. It's cute. I like this messenger bag. It feels like it's kind of from their era. I can't remember. It's an American Girl messenger bag, but I don't know when it came out. This one, look, I said meh. I had taken plenty of pictures in the doll bedroom recently, so I was feeling like this wasn't particularly creative or particularly well executed, but I didn't miss a day. So there's that. In this picture, I had just gotten that disco outfit, so I was super excited to have it, and I like that you can see, like, her reflection in there, so I thought this was a little creative, even though it was just another picture in the doll, house upstairs. This commemorates my daughter's friend's birthday because she had a My Little Pony themed birthday, and I used some of the things that we had and some of the things that my daughter got in her goodie bag at the birthday party. And then this one is right in front of the raspberry bush. I think it's a cute picture. It's really well done. I love that outfit, but also I love the raspberry bush, so that's always a win. Also, what a good use of Kira's little cart there, wildlife cart. This one, it brings up a bad memory. It took me so many minutes to get this mediocre picture because she's on Lindsay's scooter and did not want to keep standing on there. Like it just kept wanting to fall over. Yeah, bleh. I I just thought this would be fun to do, but it looks like she's a giant and that she's like owns a smart car or something. It looks so oddly not to scale. Does anybody feel that? Um, this is cute because I don't know, I just thought it was a cute photo idea. So here she is with this blank birdhouse and she's got all her paints ready. She's ready to decorate it. And then I wanted to make it sequential. So here she is just beyond our backyard. My daughter and I actually, my little one and I actually painted that. So now we have it for, future decorations, but I just thought it was cute to have it like one day she's painting it and the next day it's painted and dried and she's hanging it up. This is, it's the only time I've done like a Snapchat filter on a picture, but she's got like this red mark on her finger because that's the day that my daughter hurt herself and had to go to the emergency room. So no time for picture, but I did capture the memory. This is like well after March 14th, but I had originally planned on pie for Pie Day, like incorporating pie in the picture. And then I needed to like do the second birdhouse thing and then the injury and finally pie leftovers. And here we are, St. Patrick's Day. I have used this green sweater a couple times, but as everybody knows, it is such a versatile piece. It's from the Ireland World Traveler outfit, so super fitting for St. Patrick's Day. And then this one, I know I took in the evening, late at night when I was like, crap, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll just take her down to Blair's restaurant and take it from a different angle or a different spot in the restaurant. It is a new sweater, though. I had just opened that. This dress was knitted for me from Dawn, who I mentioned earlier, who is a regular viewer. And I put the belt on it and I put the handkerchief from a Mary Ellen like prototype outfit. Here, I decided to put her back in the Our Generation posable body because I just like the hands look a little weird, but you can cover them up easily enough. Obviously, I'm doing so. And I like getting some different poses out of them. I just think it's fun. And then usually, as you can see here, if I'm going to do it, I might as well do it a couple days in a row. So she's looking like a quintessential soccer mom, like running to get the kid off the bus or something. Like, I don't know. I think this is adorable. The knee bends are a little bit weird, but I just like the flexibility of it. And here, if you cover them strategically, you can't tell that the knee bends are weird, and you get cool poses like this that you cannot get with an American Girl doll. I love this picture. Like, I love this room. It's one of my favorites, the Hoffman twins room in our downstairs basement or our downstairs doll room. This is at a lake. I took a picture earlier in the year, but I decided I wanted to actually get her on the water. It was tricky, but I hope it was worth it. It's pretty brown looking water, but it's better than nothing. And I had just gotten that wind surfing thing. Here, I took the greenhouse up from the basement doll room and decided to get it outside and get some natural light and some actual grass in the background. Not exactly green grass, but whatever. I like this one. It's not like commemorating anything or it's not like a particularly beautiful picture, but I just think it's creative and I love the idea of going to check and see who's coming over and surprise, it's Luca. This one I just put some artificial flowers and figured, pink and like delicate and springy was the theme and I love it. I love it. And then the next one, I don't love. I don't know. I was feeling like sapped on creativity. Her outfit's fine. It's just there's nothing really exciting about it. Meh. Yeah. Meh. Moving on. This one, I had a certain idea and I just wasn't able to get the exact picture I wanted, but it was one of those examples. It's just like a little ditch on the side of the road on a random like back road that we drive down sometimes and just surprises you that those photo opportunities are really everywhere. This will bring up memories for me for years because it's the first time my daughter had her two cousins sleep over. That's why there are 3 sleeping bags to represent her 2 cousins. This is taken at the path at the end of our block, and I just thought that the headband or the like flower crown and the mushrooms matched perfectly. And then here was one of those pictures that like nothing super creative, but I like this room so much that I'm pretty much going to like most pictures that I take in this room. I think Courtney's and the Hoffman twins have my favorite like bedrooms for sure. This is April 1st. So she's wearing a shirt that was inspired by my brother. He was very into Deadpool. And she has saran wrap on the toilet under the toilet seat. So she's waiting for somebody to be tricked. And then in this picture, I had just gotten this Covey stage set. So I am styling her with, I really like her hairdo like this and did a little bit of a more grainy filter. I don't know. I like it. Put her back in the bathroom, not puking this time and not pranking anyone this time, but I wet her hair and just grabbed a little washcloth that we had and made it look like she's wrapped a towel around her. I don't know. This definitely encouraged me to be creative and keep trying to find new things to do, but it also gave me freedom to just take pictures like this that are like easy, low-hanging fruit. She's just right outside of our house. That white in the background is like a little trash can cover. This one was right across the street from the CVS. I was driving and I saw this bush and I was like, I'm going to put Luca in yellow one of these days soon, and I'm going to take her back to that yellow bush and get pictures before the flowers die. This one is in the back of our house, just beyond our backyard. There's like a few trees that are between our backyard and the street. And um, here's another one. This one, it snowed that morning. It snowed that morning. I remember because I put a sweater on her and a beanie, and I was like, I'll go on my next break from work. But by the time I got on a break, it had already melted. I was like, I'm going to capture the last snow of the year. No, I didn't. This one was taken between my house and the neighbor's house. That is the neighbor's house, the neighbor's fence. Um, yeah, I like it. This is a really cute dress. I think it's from Anique's boutique. My wife bought it. We were doing some more organizing. I mentioned that's a big theme this year, is trying to like go through the house and get rid of things we don't need. And I brought up all the yarn from my wife's collection and she started going through it. So this is Luca, like art imitating life. This one didn't turn out amazingly, but I had gone to Goodwill and gotten a few like interesting containers and lids and things that I thought I could use just to create interesting shadows. So I was just kind of playing around. Here, it was one of those like, I don't have a lot of ideas right now, but I like the way it turned out. It's just Luca like choosing from all of the earrings that she has as her options. And that's just like 3 pieces of foam board stacked. This picture, um, for as beautiful as that scenery was, the picture is kind of less impressive, but it's just a local park about, I don't know, 8 or so minutes from my house. This was one of those, like, I got an idea from the internet and decided to see if it would work. And it's just 2 empty picture frames stuck in the sand. I know they're not like exactly lined up, but I don't mind. I was kind of okay with that. And I really like this. It was so easy. This one I thought was cute because like it's spring and all the bunnies were coming out, and I have this little tiny bunny from a Girl of the Year set that has like a wooden cage, and I wanted it to be the focus and her to be in the background, obviously. This one was another like late at night. What space in our doll spaces have I not used 400 times already? And I was like, well, I haven't had her like in the bed at the spa, like getting room service or something. This one, again, was like a low creativity, low energy, or low time day. I don't remember, but I actually really like it. I like the filter, and I like her with the Girl of Today outfit. Dandelions, I feel like dandelions bloom and they're everywhere and they're gorgeous. And I always mean to take pictures of dolls in them. And then I forget. And then 2 days later, it's like white clouds everywhere. They bloom and then they're done. So I got it this year. I got it. This one is right beside our grocery store. So there's a Kroger a few minutes from our house, and there are all these rocks on the edge of a hill. And I was like, I bet I could get a good picture out of that. Now, I love this. I love the outfit. I love the picture. One of my favorites. This is, there are a few pictures in here, I think, of Luca getting ready for protests or being at a protest or doing her part to speak up. And I like to think that her sign is directed at Mattel. This is Easter Day. I brought the barn, or stable, the Our Generation stable that I kind of redid upstairs, and I had it just sitting on our credenza, and she's just dressed for her Easter events. A rainy day, I was looking for a specific raincoat and I couldn't find it. I've since found it, but I couldn't find it in the moment. So I went with this one and got the bucket hat just to give it a little something extra. This was another fun with, you see photo ideas on the internet and decide to see if you can make them work for dolls. And we have like an oval mirror that I've used for other purposes, like to make an ice skating rink for the dolls in the winter. But yeah, I like that one. I was going through the closet, or not the closet, the garage, cleaning out stuff, and I came across this patch. We have all these patches that we don't use, and we end up, we get them and then we don't use them, and then we either save them forever or get rid of them. But I like this one. It fit really well on the back of her jean jacket. This is that man-made pond. She was like in a Kanani dress at the very beginning of this video, and there was a fountain in the background, but it's the same pond, just different season, and she's taking a selfie. I like it. This one I was experimenting with one of those camera, photography tips from the internet, and I don't think it turned out exactly like as well as the actual original, but just kind of a weird angle and something different. She's like at the end of our block in the walking path. And here Luca is in the shirt that I got from Joe from AGTV for Life, and she's at a protest that like a recurring protest in my town. And then the next one is the day that we found a teeny tiny bunny. Well, or it was the day of or the day after. Anyway, we found a tiny baby bunny. There were two that were dead and one that wasn't. And we ended up taking it in overnight and taking it to an animal hospital the next day. This one was a low creativity day and, I probably a busy day, but I really like it. I love her in this Tiana work dress and the green hat. This was taken by my favorite river birch tree, the only one I have, and she is wearing a new shirt and a new purse from Bella Boo's closet. So I was just excited to put those on a doll. This is definitely a meh. I did not have ideas. I just was like, this challenge means you do it every day, whether you have the creativity or the energy or the time or not. You just make sure you take a picture. And today was a just take a picture day. I've really been trying this year with this project or this whole past 365 days to take as many of like the nature stuff that's temporary, like snow and spring flowers and whatnot. Like if you take a picture outside of a building or outside of a tree trunk, you're going to get basically the same look year round. But I want to capture the things that, our community doesn't always look like this. It's certain times of the year. Oh yeah, Julie's outfit. Love it. This was taken the day of my nephew's birthday party, and it was a Minecraft theme, and those were goodies. They're like rings that came on the cupcakes, and we got back late, so this was my late night idea. My younger daughter and I went to the park. The plan was go take a quick picture of Luca and then go play at the park. And we didn't even we didn't get to do any of that. Like the boat slipped, she fell in the water. It was pouring down rain, like flash pouring down rain. It was a mess. I got a picture. Here she is having a burger, the best burger that American Girl has ever made, and the French fries that I had made like 1 or 2 days prior. So she's having a good meal at the diner. This one is just her right outside my garage. I had a wreath that's like all, wood on one side and some flowers on the other side, and decided to have her like peeking through it. She's kind of framed, a little bit creative, a little bit successful. I'm good with it. Here, I had just opened up the paleontology set from Maple Lee, and I was taking my daughter and her bestie to the zoo and figured I will take Luca with me and she can get a picture with the dinosaurs because they have I have a dino land in the zoo. This was the night of her first dance recital dress rehearsal, and I was tired. It was late, and the shadows on the walls being cast by her Barbie playhouse gave me this idea. Points for creativity, plus Luca looks like a big head. This one was taken the actual night of her recital, and they danced to Laurie Berkner's Bumblebee or Buzz Buzz, so it was really handy that I had this costume. This one I like because it was taken in that turtle sandbox again, and our friends were spending the night. We were doing an American Girl doll sleepover, adult sleepover, and I popped outside and came back in, and they were like, "Did you just take that picture? Where did you take it?" I was like, "The sandbox." This was taken on Mother's Day, and I just stopped. We had Mother's Day plans with family, and on the way back, I pulled over on the side of the road and got some wildflowers and made this bouquet. And then a Mother's Day present that I received from my wife was the My Life as Vlogger set. Vlogger something set. I don't know. There's another word with it. But it came with a selfie stick. So I got that out and got to use it for the first time. And then I had designed this shirt and decided I was going to have Luca model it. And she's wearing a scarf, like as if she were wearing a face mask. But yeah, it was a really good match. And I think she looks great. And then I decided here that I would get the My Life as camera with the telephoto lens out. Really had like several days almost back to back of getting some mileage out of that set right away. So there's this one. And then this one, I am using the laptop, which I put a bunch of stickers on, and the ring light with the cell phone. So all three of those pieces that are visible in this picture are from that My Life as Vlogger set. Highly recommend that, by the way. All right, as I knew I was getting close to the end of this project, I wanted to scramble and get this shirt worked in because I think it's so cute and the Mary Ellen shoes go with it perfectly. So I just took a quick picture in the kitchen in the basement, which I also hadn't used yet. And then this one was taken downtown in my town, where I've been doing protests every Saturday for a while. And I haven't even done the unboxing video for this shirt. So when I do that, just act surprised, will you? Thanks. And this one was taken across the street from my subdivision at the little entrance area of a different subdivision. It was like an evening picture. It was getting late. And I was like, ah, crap, I got to do something. And yeah, it's fine. This one, I told you I wanted to get a lot of mileage out of that My Life As set, and I decided to put Luca back on an Our Generation posable body for just a couple more pictures. So I like that she's able to bend her arm and actually get the camera up to her face. And then here she is circling a 5 hens and a cockatiel. I didn't actually write on the calendar. I just did that on my phone. But circling the end date for this project, having a coffee, using all her bendable limbs. And here is the setup. I wanted the last picture. Well, there were a lot of attempts at this last day's picture, but my wife had suggested confetti, so I hole punched all that confetti, and I took this in slow motion. And then this was the actual picture that I got from that. So yeah, it took me a second to realize you're going to have to film it in slow motion and then take a screen grab. But once I did that, I was happy with the results. There were a lot of failed pictures before that, but whatever. I did it. I did it. I cannot freaking believe that I had enough consistency to not miss a single day in this. Like, that's nutso. So let's take a look at the breakdown. Here is the photo shoot location breakdown, and the vast majority you can see were taken either on my property or in my subdivision, which means I either didn't even go beyond my yard or didn't get in a car. The vast majority of it, what is that, over 78, 80 something, 82% was all taken without getting in my car. So love that. I love that for reinforcing the notion that we don't have to go all over God's great green earth to get good pictures. And then photo orientation, I suppose I probably, could have done better about finding a balance with this. Obviously, most of the pictures were vertical. It doesn't really matter. One's not better than the other, so it's okay that they're unbalanced. And then here is the breakdown, and this doesn't surprise me at all, of put in quotations, success, whatever. Like how much I liked the pictures. And the vast majority of them, I felt like, yeah, I like this, like varying degrees of like. The meh and the love are more extreme feelings about pictures. So obviously, I didn't have as many that I felt like really, really strongly about. Holy crap, I did it. I want to ask you a favor. If you are still watching this, first of all, thank you. Thank you so much. This is one of the cooler doll things I've ever done. And I don't usually ask this, but please share this one. Like, obviously, a lot of time and energy went into it, and I would love for other people to see it, just to get to see what a fantastic doll Luca is, and hopefully gets inspired. Like, you could do this for a month, or you could do one picture a week, or anything that's more manageable if this seems absolutely bonkers. But yeah, please share this one, like it. By all means, comment down below. Let me know if you have any favorites or just anything you want to say nice below. I'm here for it and I will respond. Take care. Bye.